Ready? Steady. It's recording!
You know,
Hey,
it
YouTube!
really starts recording before that.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, but it says it's starting.
Oh, I know.
Well, it had me fooled. It didn't tell me you were recording the call. So
It
anything
made you a
that was
fool. No, it never does. It says to me, let everyone know they're being recorded.
no, it tells me it says Jessica is recording the call, but I'm saying it didn't say that until I said it's ready. And that means that anything said before that cannot be held against me in the court of law because I didn't know I was being recorded.
There you go.
Not that I said anything, but Okay. Are you ready to record?
Yeah, let's go. 1, 2, 3, record. Testing.
Okay. Are you in there all right, Mr. Cord? You look a little strange. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I think that's gonna be a good one.
I think.
Are you starting or am I?
No idea.
I started the princesses. This is after the princesses, right?
No, go ahead and
No,
start.
imagination is next.
I
Okay,
have
you
no
want me to?
idea.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of the In Raw Life podcast. We are very excited that you're here today because it's a beautiful day. Because every day is a beautiful day, as long as you choose to look at it that way. Today, we have a real fun topic for you. We're talking about hobbies, and I've actually found some research talking about the psychological importance behind hobbies. So, oh man, buckle up. It's exciting. That sounded way boring, but I promise you it's not. But it doesn't even matter because we'll get there right after our reality check. Jessica, tell me what is the
Oh,
real reality in your life?
my reality. You know, I don't know.
You
It's
didn't
been,
think about this?
no, it's
I feel
been
like you
so long.
usually think about it.
Well, it's been so long since we recorded, and then
True.
yeah, I feel like there are many things that have happened, but at the same time, I can't think of them or remember them. You know what? Here's a really good one.
Okay.
So, so we decided, my daughter's father and I decided that we were going to let Emmy try medication for her focus issues. So she started them last Monday, and that took a lot. I mean, it's still, even once they started, it's like this is what. But I feel awful because she's obviously suffering with focus and obviously has some sort of need for it if multiple people are telling us that we should try this.
Mm-hmm.
So she started, and it's like a super low dose. And of course, they're like, oh, well, there's all these different kinds and there's all different doses. And you really just don't know until you try. I'm like, seriously? Like, I'm lab ratting my 8-year-old. But luckily, this one was like the lowest possible. And so we started her almost 2 weeks ago now. And it's so hard to tell too, because she's 8. Like, how can I really tell what's going on? Because she gets home and she had a good week last week at school. She didn't have any makeup work any days. There was a couple of afternoons that were rough. And I was like, well, I don't know. Like, maybe it's working, maybe it's not. And she can't tell. All she can tell, oh, hey, the first day she finished her homework quickly. She's like, oh, maybe it's working in the afternoon. I'm like, okay, so it's working during the day. And then today, now it's been 8 or 9 days that she's taken it. And today's a weather day. It's supposed to be really terrible weather here. And so she's having a virtual school day. This girl, they had one Zoom meeting at 9:30. This girl finished all the rest of her assignments before the Zoom even happened.
Oh my
That doesn't
gosh.
matter.
Oh my gosh, that's huge.
And I was like, oh, it's kind of exciting that she's a virtual day because I'll get to see, like, I'm still going to give it to her so I can see what goes on. She took it maybe 15 minutes earlier than she usually does, just because she was like out up and about because it's not a full school day. So she's like, "Oh, I'll get up super early." Um, and so that was at like 6:45 when I usually get to her at 7. I told her that she needed to at 7:20, which is the time we usually leave the house, and she needed to be getting ready at that time. She got ready quickly, and I said, "You have your Zoom at 9:30. Once you're ready, go ahead and do your assignments. And who knows, maybe you can be done before that because I know it's possible for her. It just has never really happened that way." And then she was,
Wow.
and it's crazy.
That's
So
amazing.
it's kind of like validating. And then I checked in with her teacher too. I sent the teacher a message saying, "Hey, so this is what we're doing," because I hadn't checked in with her about that yet. And I just want to know, because I can't tell if she was having a good week or not last week, or if it's just like one of her good weeks that she happens to have sometimes. She said, "No, she's been really motivated, and I've been really proud of her and bragging on her." I was like,
That's
"Oh, so great."
amazing.
So yeah,
Um, Question. Do you have a headset on right now?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see it. And the Skype,
Oh, you were nervous?
yeah, I was nervous. And the Skype is like it's choppy, but I mean, I think like it'll be good
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
So, just wanted to make sure before it was like this weird reverberation. But anyway, ah, that's so amazing though. I'm really excited to hear that.
It's always good when big decision that you've made and you're really nervous about gets validated.
Yeah.
So
Oh
that
my
was
gosh, yeah.
that was really, I needed that.
Good. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
So how about you? What, you got a lot, you've had a lot going on and have
Um,
crossed the finish line in your words.
I have crossed the finish line. Sorry, I was checking to see if the baby's
I
asleep.
saw.
Can you entertain YouTube for a second while I go lay him down in the other room? It'll take
Sure.
30 seconds.
Whack on, whack on. I could do like tap dancing, but how can I entertain you here? It's supposed to be crazy rain, but it's not yet. So I'm pretty happy about that. But I do have a full house of a child and man, my man friend cleaned the house, so that was really nice.
What are you talking
I was saying how my man friend is also home today, and he cleaned the house this morning as well, which was really
about? Oh, all right. Well, I'm back and I'm baby free, so I'm
nice.
fancy free too. Okay,
Okay,
my reality.
yeah,
So yeah, I've crossed the finish line. It's been a crazy, I want to say crazy few weeks, but it's been a crazy few months, really.
yeah.
Um, just nonstop, constantly on the go. But we are here. We're in our new house, and the I said like I knew I told one of my friends that when I took a shower the first night in the house, that'd be my finish line, and then I'd be like, woohoo! I can celebrate. I've done it. Everything is done. Now I can just like move forward with this new era of our lives. But I mean, I did it. That's great. I totally crossed that finish line. But now this new era takes a lot of adjustment because I don't have Arrow in school yet. And I, yeah, that, that in itself is really freaking hard. Um, so I'm used to working through the morning, getting a lot done in the morning, and then having a more relaxing afternoon to like be with the kids, to take care of the house, whatever. But because Arrow's not in school, he's wide awake in the mornings. He wants to play and he wants to do things. And I'm kind of, I don't like, I keep giving him the iPad trying to figure my life out. And I don't want him to be raised on the iPad in any way, shape, or form. So today, after like just running around like a chicken with my head cut off, I realized I need to reorganize my day to where I'm really present with them in the mornings. And then right around now, which is 12 o'clock, Gray takes a nap. Arrow can relax on the iPad. Then, since he doesn't nap anymore, he can just have some downtime. I can get things done and then pick it back up, clean the house, prepare the dinner, and then daddy gets home. So it's a new, like, I have to shift my schedule and my way of thinking because I've been thinking work in the mornings, play in the afternoons for so long. And so I'm excited for the shift. I think it'll be nice to play in the mornings because I think I'll be more present because I just won't plug in at all. So I won't think about work until 12 o'clock, which I think will be really good for me. But recognizing that, which I really just recognized about an hour ago.
Mhm.
And we're on Thursday we got here Monday night. So Tuesday, Wednesday, we're now at Thursday, figuring it out, but it's all right because we're getting there.
Look at
So
you figuring out your own schedule.
I know
I
I've learned a
told
lot
you
from you.
to do it.
I have learned a
I'm
lot.
so
So
proud. Seriously though. That's awesome.
yeah, I mean, but seriously, like are a huge help to me understanding how to organize my day and what I'm actually capable of and what's impossible because I like to think that I can accomplish a lot more than I actually can. So, you know, anyway, like brushing my hair, I'm looking at this YouTube video now thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know the last time I brushed my hair, but I'll get to that.
Oh, hey, I
Looking
don't brush
forward.
It's really funny. So to go along with today's episode, I'm sitting here and you're right next to some like quotes that I have on my desk area.
Uh-huh.
And it's literally, and I was like, oh, what is that quote? That's why my eyes keep shifting. I was like, oh, that quote really goes really well with today's episode.
What is
You
it?
know,
Let's hear it. Go for it.
I had read it in some book for work recently. The quote is, it doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing.
If you dare to dream, it broke up.
And if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing.
Ooh, man. Oh, I like that a lot. What you ache for.
And I feel
Ooh.
like that's how you and I work in relationships. Like, yeah, it's great to know what someone does for work. Hopefully they're passionate about it and love it, but that's not really what I want to be talking about unless unless it is what you are super duper
Hmm.
passionate about and like delve
Sure.
into. But yeah, I want to know the good stuff.
Yeah. Like in that same regard, I think I have two jobs. I have one, which is in raw life, which if you talk to me about it, this is my passion. And I will
Mm-hmm.
tell you absolutely everything about it because I long for it. I ache for it. What I'm not going to talk to you about is my dental marketing press release job because that's boring. I think it's boring. If you find it interesting, I can tell you more, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not what my heart aches for. My heart aches to change lives and to empower women. And that's what we do. And we are lucky enough that we get to call that work, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have two jobs. I have in real life and I have my day job. And I am super lucky enough that my day job is similar to what we do.
It fuels what
So
we do.
yeah, I mean, I'm literally like when I'm talking to customers or clients or whatever through my day job and they're so excited about what they've purchased and are going to work on and how it's helped them. Like I'm not the one that put the product together in that case, but I'm helping them on their journey too and I get to like be a part of their excitement and I love that.
Yeah. So, okay, so today we're talking about hobbies and the things you love in general, like what the things that drive you, the things you're passionate about. And I I was when we came up with this topic, I'm like, yeah, this is really important to talk about because I feel like we can get overwhelmed with life and forget to do the things we love or push
Or
them
can't
back
even
for
figure them out. Like
or yeah.
when you've been not truly been yourself for so long, like especially moms or parents or anybody that like gets, delves into work for like guys too, you get so like that's your identity. And then when someone's like, hey, like what do you do for fun? You're like,
Mm,
I don't know.
yes. Yeah. And so it was yeah, like that in itself is so true. That I remember I think like about a year ago, if you asked me what I did for fun, I really had to do some soul searching because I didn't remember.
Hmm.
Because I am the kind of person where if I get busy enough, I'll stay busy and I'll justify why it's not important to do the things I that I love. Like, oh, I don't need to do that because I have to clean the house. I have to take care of the kids. I need to work when I'm free. I need to whatever, fill in the blanks. And so I will justify a whole year away and find myself not going on like nature walks, not doing like not being a public speaker to empower women, you know? And so
Mhm.
just figuring that out alone and then starting this podcast, I'm fueled every week, which is amazing because I found something that I love to do. And then even this can get busy, but I still prioritize the other things like getting outside. I know how important that is to me. So I try to get outside as much as I can. What about you? What are
Mhm.
your important hobbies or things you love?
My
Passions?
so things that I love, I have many, but I really feel like I do fit most, and I have plans to fit more into my life. So my like things that I just love doing, like bring me joy and happiness just for no other reason besides doing them, are dancing,
Yes.
uh, exploring, like going on walks,
Hmm.
mm, crafting of sorts, because I and it's like hard to say like just one specific one because I love crocheting, I love painting, I love digital art, like I love a plethora of crafts, like not like pasting things together like kindergarten crafts, but I love like making things and creating. I even recently kind of picked up macrame because I wanted to make these onion hangers for my house. Like, you know what? I could probably do it. So I looked at the YouTube video and I did it.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Yeah. And I genuinely enjoy reading. Like, reading is a huge passion of mine. I enjoy watching movies with my family. Like, movies has always been a huge thing in my life. And
Mm.
that's one of my hobbies too. I love watching as many new movies as I can.
That's funny you say that because I'm not a movie person. Like, I think it was, oh, you and on Dana's episode, you said like you asked her what is the thing she loves to do the most or something, and
Mm-hmm.
she said watch movies, and you're like, oh, me too. And I'm like, I just don't love doing that because I don't know, like I just don't, I don't know, it doesn't fuel me, but
That's
it
okay.
does fuel Jay. And last night I got out of the shower and I definitely expected him to be asleep because it was kind of late. And I took a really long shower because I just love to sit
Of
in
the
the
day.
uh showering is one of my hobbies.
It is one of your hobbies.
I mean, seriously, like I just sit there and I like go through Instagram. It feels like I'm at a spa. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I was writing because I was writing my Instagram post about moving and I was editing pictures and I'm like, I could get out and sit down and do this, but this is so warm and cozy, so I'm gonna do it here.
I mean, why
Um,
not? Who cares?
it's what I love. And then then I finish and the shower starts getting cold. I'm like, oh, time to wrap it up. And then I take a shower in 5 minutes. Like I can do it. Ridiculous. Anyway, don't tell my husband. So I get out of the shower and I expected him to be asleep, but he wasn't. He was in the living room watching TV, which is not, I don't like when I came out of the bathroom, the way our house is set up now, I could see that he was in the living room and it shocked me. I'm like, oh, this is exciting. And I come over and he was watching The Last Blockbuster. It's a documentary about the last blockbuster in
Oh,
Salem,
uh-huh.
Oregon. So it's a
Oh, and how it's an
documentary.
Airbnb?
It's an Airbnb now.
I thought so.
That's not what the documentary was about,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know. But he, what was I gonna say? I don't remember now. Oh, so it's a documentary, which is not what I would normally choose to
Mhm.
watch. And it's a movie. I wouldn't choose to watch a movie. If I go sit down, I usually watch a show because I'm just not excited about it. But he was sitting there and we're living in the house that he grew up in. So like 10 years ago, we would sit in this house upstairs, not in the living room because his mom would be in the living room, but we would watch movies, eat popcorn, eat Sour Patch Kids, and just hang out because we were 20, young 20s, and we had nothing else to do but watch movies and eat Sour Patch Kids. Like that was our life. And so here he is watching this movie about Blockbuster, which is nostalgic in itself. And I'm like, this is amazing. And so I popped some popcorn. I had some Sour Patch Kids, and we watched this
Aw.
movie in this house that we used to sit in together 10 years ago. And this it
Mhm.
was this beautiful thing where so like I'm not a huge movie person normally, but I am a huge like I love a good moment. Like a good moment makes me so happy. And I love like recreating a moment. And we kind of did 10 years later with our kids in bed in the room next door instead of his mom downstairs. It was something super poetic. And I was able to just let myself sit there and not think about anything else and be with my husband doing something that he loves. And in the process, loving the whole experience, which was really awesome. Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah, that's got to be really cool for Jay, like being back there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. I mean, I lived here for 6 months-ish when I was
Yeah.
23, and it's way cool for me. So I can only imagine how he
Yeah.
feels. But, um, sorry, go ahead. Were
Well, I
you
was gonna
saying?
say, what's your research? Or I had a
Yes.
little maybe tidbit before.
Go ahead. Do your tidbit, and then I'll do my research.
Okay, well, my little tidbit is just when you're thinking about, okay, what are my hobbies? What do I love? Even if you come up with something, and I'm not putting this down, like even if you come like, oh, well, I just love spending time with my family, or blah blah blah. Oh, board games is another one of mine. Huge. So, and I'm not saying that that's not something amazing and fueling and something to be passionate about, but try to like delve deeper into when am I happiest? Like, when am I just joyful and feel right and feel giddy? And it can be anything, literally anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just want to kind of encourage you to think about that. Like a few weeks ago, and I know I love dancing. And I have even a couple of summers ago, I was able to take an adult hip hop class for like a few weeks because why not? And I
Oh,
did it and
fun.
I loved it. So we were like we just happened to put music on that night during dinner, and the music was really good. So I turned it up after dinner and I was just like dancing around the kitchen. And I just felt like that was the feeling. That was I freaking love this.
Mm-hmm.
So think about those times when you just feel like you are so joyful with what you're doing and it just feels so good. And including back to our episode on being in a flow state, when you're in a flow state, that's probably something that's fueling to you and you're passionate about. So that
Mm-hmm.
could be one of your hobbies. Just want to put that out.
What that makes me think of is I took this course about this time last year, or a little earlier, and one of the questions in it was, um, what makes you feel powerful, I think is the way it was worded.
Mm,
And that was huge for me because I was able, like, when I really sat down to think about it. And so, like, the same
mhm.
way you said, like, what makes you feel giddy? Think about that. Think about what makes you feel giddy and what makes you feel powerful. Because when I explored that, I realized things that make me feel powerful are being on stage. Like, that is hands down one
Mhm.
of the most powerful things to me, no matter if it's, doing public speaking or acting or whatever it is, just being on stage is like makes me feel powerful. And so I don't have
Yeah.
every opportunity to be on stage, especially in a pandemic, but I've found other ways like podcasting or YouTubing or whatever. Sometimes just getting to present at work via Zoom. I
Yeah.
know these are things I enjoy, and so I should take more opportunities to do that. Um, and just in the same way that, like, Jessica, you love to dance, so you take more opportunities. We created a dance party in our Facebook
Mhm.
group because that's something we both love. So
Mhm.
it's
And
not
we
always
both love being on stage and presenting.
exactly. So we present a dance
Look
party
at
in
us.
our Facebook group every Wednesday. And that's exciting. So yeah, I think it's really important to pause. Like, seriously, just take, even if you want to pause this episode right now and take 5 minutes to think, what fuels me at my core, that makes me feel giddy, that makes me feel powerful. And maybe those are two separate things and you need to explore both of them a little bit more and then
And
do them.
and if you really can't rack your brain and figure something out, start testing things out. Think of what you loved doing when you were little. Think of just other hobbies in general, look them up and try them out. You might find, wow, this is amazing and I love it and it feels neat, or nope, not something I want to spend my time on. And that's okay.
And maybe your problem is that you can't find the time to do a hobby, in which case, we highly recommend that you check out Life in Balance. We talk about it all the time because it's changed my life, it's changed Jessica's life, it's changed Nikki's life, it's changed Jamie's life. The list continues on, and we'd love to help change your life too by adding more time to your day to help you actually do what you love. So, little, what is that called when you put in a, what is that? No, there's like a, I don't, oh, I don't know. There's a word. A little promo there. I'll use that word. That's not the word I'm looking for. But anyway, if you want to check that out, the link will be in the show notes. Seriously, you deserve time to yourself. You deserve more time in your day, and we can help you.
Will get so much more done when you healed yourself first.
Yes, and we can help you make that happen. So click the link in the show notes. Now, to my research. Okay, I'm going to read this. It's a little bit long, but I feel like it's juicy.
Okay. I
And we
love
can always,
how we never plan doing the research, but we always take turns.
it really is awesome. Works out very well. Okay, so this is a, why can't you let me see it? Oh dear. I had it pulled up, but I was trying to look up here.
No.
Oh no. Okay, this is called The Psychological Aspects of Hobbies by William C. Menninger. In our present national emergency, healthy civilian morale is an extremely important factor in pressing efforts. At a time when every ounce of energy and every minute of time should be devoted to increasing production, it may appear paradoxical to be urging the cultivation of hobbies. But high pressure production, longer hours, night shifts, increased responsibility will all add extra stress to each personality with tension and fatigue. Hold on, I'm going to skip this part. Um, Many people will be spending more evenings at home, and most of us will be deprived. Oh yeah, with the state of with the state of affairs, most of us will be spending more evenings at home. No, sorry. With the current state of affairs, many people will be spending more evenings at home, and most of us will be deprived of our weekend auto trips and summer vacation tours. Even at present, most individuals are aware of a feeling of unrest and mild anxiety, of some degree of personal and economic insecurity, of concern regarding some member of the family or close friend in the armed forces. These feelings are much less noticeable during the active working hours of the day than during leisure hours. Most individuals will have at least some leisure time when the need for relaxation, escape, and recreation will be even greater than under normal conditions. If this time is utilized by the individual for his own maximum benefit in a constructive and intelligent manner, his daily work may be much more efficient and his own morale supported and sustained. This was written in
I was about to ask.
1942.
I was going to say at first, of course, it sounded like it was written in this past year. And then as you're going on, I was thinking, okay, it's either written by someone in a different country and or during wartime.
Yes, it was written in
Yeah.
1942, which is crazy. Like it's still so parallel. When I was reading this, I'm like, wow. I had to find because it was published in 2006 online. So I'm like, but when was it written? So I had to like dive deeper. But it's crazy. Like all the way in the 40s, that was 80 years ago. They
We knew
were,
we had to take care of ourselves.
yes, they talked about the importance of finding recreation and letting that fuel you. And he goes on to say recreation means doing something which is different from your work and which you enjoy doing. It should be so different from your work that while doing it you forget your work. How cool is that? Isn't that so good?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so hard because I feel like my work encompasses so many things, but
Well, I
Yeah,
think
I definitely
it
have
goes
plenty of hobbies that are different.
yeah, like for me, I think when I'm doing in raw life stuff, I'm not thinking about dental marketing in any way, shape, or form
Yeah.
because I'm so engrossed. And
Hmm.
then, but it also goes to show that I should even take a break from that because in
Hmm.
raw life is a form of work. So on Sundays, when I unplug, I do things. I think about work in the morning because there's so much to do, and I'm so excited to get back to in raw life, which is a good thing because it means I'm aligned with what I'm doing. Excuse me. But ultimately, once I get into doing something with my family, I forget about work and I'm present with my family. And that I think is the key is to be present in the moment on a day off, not doing anything work related and being intentional about creating a day off too, because I think working from home, it's really hard to be intentional about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty intentional about once I'm done with work for the day, including in real life stuff, about putting it aside. At the very least, once 8 o'clock hits, I most often leave my phone in the bedroom and don't touch it. And then I go to bed an hour and a half later and I don't look at it before
Hmm.
that. So, yeah, Sundays I've been doing better. I'm not quite your level with unplugging because that is leisurely for me.
It's
But
like researching and stuff.
no, not researching, but just look like when things pop up in my head that I want to think about that are not work related and I want to look them up or
That's what
randomly
I meant.
scroll,
Like,
social media real
like you'll be
quick.
watching
Yeah.
a movie and you'll be like, oh, who's that actor?
Oh
Kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Um, well, I don't even have to be watching a movie. I can just be sitting around and then think of something and want to look it up. But yeah,
Hmm.
this past Sunday we bought a trampoline, which I forgot how fun it is, and I'm so glad we bought a trampoline. And so I jumped on that with her a few times. Jed and his friend Josh built us a table, a patio table finally, and it's huge. So we can like sit at it now. We spent a lot
Hmm.
of time outside on Sunday, and part of it, I brought one of my leisurely books outside and was reading while she was jumping and he was sitting in the rocking chair. So yeah, it's super needed and it feels really good, especially once you let yourself just kind of sink into it and
Hmm.
let other things go away.
Yes. The other day, I don't remember where I was. Oh, I just like had some time to kill and I was in this really pretty area and I was like looking out and like, oh, it's so pretty. And then I instantly was drawn to my phone and I went to pick it up. And I always, whenever I'm in a moment like that, I think about you when you were doing your challenge of in October where you were fully unplugged every Sunday and you were at a wedding, which is like the perfect time
Mm-hmm.
to just be like, I don't know these people. I'm just going to check my phone.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you couldn't. And so you had to just enjoy that moment and look around and soak it in. And I don't even remember where I was, but I just remember looking up and being like, oh, I don't need my phone. Let me enjoy this. And it felt so good. It wasn't
Yeah,
even Sunday, it was just a day. It felt so good.
that wedding definitely. I mean, I have a stronger memory from it because I let
Mm.
myself just go enjoy a moment by myself in this beautiful area
Yeah,
without my phone.
I love it. I love it. It was interesting in oh gosh, I got so sad by it in the Blockbuster documentary because they were talking about how we're like the people we long for Blockbuster, not just because like it's a video store or I mean a little bit of the nostalgia, but moreover the connection. You walk in and you smell the popcorn and the plastic tape containers
Mm-hmm.
and you get to talk to someone and you get to feel like one of the guys was talking about how he feels like a regular because he knows that he needs to show his Blockbuster card. And then, they say like, "Oh, you've got a late fee on Deuce Bigelow," and he's like, "No, don't say that out loud. Here, I didn't rent Deuce Bigelow. Here's my $4.
So
Shh, never mentioned
funny.
it again." But those connections that we have with people are so important. And we miss that by going on Netflix and picking a random movie. And even I feel like when I go on Netflix, I can never find a movie because there's so many options. But if
I
I
know.
have
I
Netflix
always feel
right
like there's so
there,
many missed opportunities that I want to watch. It's like the overload of opportunities that you just want to watch them all, but you can't. Even just today, I was watching something while I was working because I was doing stuff like it's so mindless that I was able to kind of have something that kept me up and listening to it. So, and I go on there, and as I sign on to it, it says, "Ooh, do you want to look at the Oscars list of movies, like playlist or whatever?" And I said, "Oh, sure, let me see what's on there, just so I know in the future, because I wasn't going to watch it today." And I thought to myself, I didn't even know that half of these things existed, and they look so good. So it's like there's almost
Yeah.
too many options now, and that overwhelms me.
Well, and then with Blockbuster, like things felt exclusive, so you had to get it because otherwise it could be rented out. If you like, there's only one copy left, so you better
There's the
grab
new
it.
releases,
Yeah,
and then so you need to get it, or one eventually it was out of the store. They only had so much space.
yeah.
Gosh, I still remember when it started transitioning over to DVDs from tape.
From you do? I don't
I
remember
have a
that.
lot of good memories from Blockbuster.
I know, but
Yeah, so
anyway,
wait, there is, and I'm pretty sure it's up in the Northwest somewhere, but I don't quote me on that. But there is a Blockbuster that was turned into an Airbnb, and it's like Blockbuster themed Airbnb.
you looked it up in this
I
minute.
saw it. No, I saw it randomly sometimes.
Oh,
That's what I
got
was mentioning earlier.
got it.
What I
Okay.
thought the documentary might be.
Well,
I had, I was like, do you want to play a game?
I do. I was trying to think of what kind of game we
Oh,
could
I
do.
have one.
Oh,
It's
good.
kind
Let's
of a
do it.
repeat, but it's good.
Okay.
Okay, let's play the what was your hobby at what age
Oh
game.
my gosh, I love that.
I
Okay, let's do
forget
it.
which episode we even did that game.
It was Desire.
Oh, we'll see, that kind of fit, but
Mhm.
it's totally different at the same time. Okay, so we'll do
Mhm.
5, 15, 25, and now.
Mhm.
So, Sierra, what was your biggest hobby at age 5?
My biggest hobby was riding bikes. We had these banana seat bikes, and my best friend and her two older sisters would come over, and we were only six. Well, six. Oh, can I make it six?
I was gonna say, I think you've told the story
Well, that was my favorite thing to do.
before.
Got
Riding
her
bike.
play with Quince, but we would sit on the banana. No, I didn't. I didn't tell. I was going to tell a different version
Okay.
of it. Is that we would sit. We couldn't ride the bikes yet. Like we weren't big enough, so they would ride, like, because it was a banana seat, I could sit on the back of the bike and they would ride up and down the hill. And that was like my favorite thing to do. That or go on walks with my mom on the same hill, and our cat would walk with us.
So it's the hill.
It's
The
that
hill.
hill. That's it. Yep.
Remember rolling down hills? You probably still.
Do I remember? Let's say I did it over the summer and it is not the same. I got way
No,
too
it's not.
dizzy.
I've done it as an adult. I'm like, nope, this is no longer good. My
It's a little bit better. Okay, buddy. Thank you. Be quiet, brother. Sleeping, okay?
oh,
Okay, go ahead. What?
you should ask him his favorite.
His favorite hobby is jumping in the crib until his foot hurts.
Oh, there you go.
No.
Okay,
Go ahead. What's yours?
I'd have to say that mine was coloring, and not even just coloring. I remember because I have an artist aunt, and I come from an artist, but I had a bracelet of hers that had like a purple gem, so I'd put that on when I was in super artist mode, and I would
Oh.
color with colored pencils, and sometimes I would make watches and other things as gifts, and other times this is the best. I was already an entrepreneur at 5. I would color pictures, and especially if we were having guests, I would hang them up around the house with little price tags
Oh my
for our
gosh.
guests to
Oh,
I
that's
don't think I
amazing.
so yeah,
Did
coloring,
anybody
which
buy
is
him?
still something I love doing. I don't think so.
No. What baby? Okay, good. Go play on your iPad, buddy. You're all done. Okay, well, Mama's almost all done, okay? So go watch a show or something, okay? Go watch a show on Disney Plus on your iPad. Okay, thanks, bud. Okay, sorry.
It's okay. Okay, age 10. Let's hear it.
Age 15, you mean?
Yep, 15.
um, okay, so 15, I think my biggest hobby was boys.
Mm.
I I was so I was so boy crazy. I'd like everything we did was like boy, 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 boy. How can I meet the next boy? And what boy
Mm.
can I be interested in? And think Ricky Martin, boys at school, how many boyfriends I had. We'd go to
Ricky
the
Martin.
beach. I loved Lance Bass and Ricky Martin. I had a type.
Um,
Yep. I just cleaned out my high school closet and
uh,
had to throw away my Lance Bass and Ricky Martin posters. 15-year-old Sierra, you were so wrong. What about you?
my uh, the thing that I loved the most at 15 doing was performing.
Performing?
Yeah, I was solidly in performing. I went to a high school that had an amazing theater program, so that's what I was doing anytime I wasn't doing something else.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. 25.
Yeah.
Um, 25 for me. I was in LA doing LA things. What even? I was getting ready to get married. I don't
See,
know.
so I have something to say about this because I'm trying to think about my 25 too. That might be a really rough age or like season of life, depending
Hmm.
on if because we were kind of in the same season of life at that age.
Yeah.
When I was already married for years, but
Figuring yourself
I,
out.
when I was 25, I was going to be pregnant 3 months later,
Yeah.
like get pregnant 3 months later. But I was so in the middle of being married to a Marine and not really having anything for myself. So I was very lost as far as this topic goes. So
Yeah.
that's hard to figure that out. All I was doing was I was working, but I mean, I loved reading. I read a lot that year, especially because I was on unemployment and I was by myself and I was working at the library. So
Yeah.
I read, I mean, and I only worked 20 hours a week. So I was reading constantly
You worked at a library in San Diego or in North Carolina?
in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Um, I think that you told me you were pregnant in San Diego, though. When did you get pregnant?
We got pregnant like literally when we moved to San Diego.
Oh, okay, okay. That makes sense. Um, I think for me, it was like my friends were my hobby because that would have been 2013. I was starting to make a really cool friend group. Wait, 2012. I
Yeah,
hadn't really made a good friend group yet, but I was
I
like,
was your hobby. I was in San Diego.
oh, that's true. In 2012, I went to visit you all the time.
Yeah, you'd
So yeah,
visit
I
me
was,
and Jenny.
what?
You'd visit me and you'd visit Jenny.
Yeah, I think so. I guess really then my hobby was Jay, like spending time with him and exploring California in 2012. Yeah, in 2013 it shifted. You moved away in 14, 13, 14.
Yeah,
When did you
I
move?
moved in
14.
January 14th. So
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess it was just figuring out LA, figuring out my life with Jay. Yeah, figuring,
25
exploring.
is a big figuring out, or
The
maybe
hobby of
being like,
25 is explore.
yeah,
I
okay,
guess we've kind of already
current.
covered our hobbies
I know
now.
you're not 35 yet. Well, yeah, we did. What's your like
Yeah.
number one? Like absolute top.
Going outside, being like hiking, being in the mount. If I could be in the mountains all the time, I would do that 100%.
Mm, it's hard for me. The
Yeah.
one that I do the most is read, but if it's by myself, the one that I do the most, if like I'm getting to hang out with the family, is play board game.
That
And
made me think. In going back to um my research, I don't
Mhm.
remember where it was. They talked about the importance of like, oh, it wasn't in this one, it was in another one. But it talked about the importance of hobbies to find people that are like-minded. So like
Mm,
hobbies, there are hobbies we do by ourselves, but then there's even Like even hobbies you do by yourself can connect you with other people. Like you read alone, but you can join a book club,
Yeah.
or you can connect with other crafters, or find people that love to go on
Take a dance
hikes, or
class.
yeah. So it
Yeah.
helps you to gain a social connection, and especially right now in a time where we are lacking social connection, we can still find people with a like mind on Facebook and other ways, especially through our hobbies, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I have two more notes on that. And then one is, I mean, like, I moved here almost a year ago now and, don't have friends in the area, but that's because of the pandemic and everything. But if it wasn't the pandemic, I would be going out and finding a dance class, finding a workout class that I really love and enjoy, finding maybe like going and taking cake decorating classes, something like that, that I really enjoy and love doing and could meet other people and friends through that. And
Mm-hmm.
then another note on that was when I was in the dating phase, the brief dating phase of my life a few
Yes.
years ago, I was thinking, a lot of my friends were saying, oh, we'll just go to bars. Like, that's the best way to meet people. I thought, but I don't enjoy going to bars. So why do I want to go meet someone at a bar? And then I did. But that's a different story. But like,
I was gonna
you
say.
need to go places where you actually enjoy being, because then the people that you're meeting, you're going to enjoy being with them because you have that in common.
Mm-hmm.
And then my last note on hobbies and doing what you love is everybody needs time for themselves to do something that they genuinely just enjoy. Your
Mm-hmm.
significant other, yourself, your kids, your parents, everybody needs it so that they can fully be fueled themselves and bring their best life.
Yes, that's what. There was one more thing that I was going to read from this uh, thing from 1942. He says, since hobbies are, excuse me, since hobbies are recognized as being of benefit to the mental health of the individual and consequently of importance to civilian morale, the scientific study should provide a more intelligent approach to their introduction to a greater number of individuals. Damn. So go out there and find you a hobby and then implement it into your life.
That's one of your
Spice up
hobbies,
your life.
is
What?
definitely. So that's one of your hobbies.
My hobby has consistently 5
You know,
through 35 been doing voices.
you need to FaceTime Emmeline soon and do that because she likes to slip into a British accent a lot lately.
Okay, I will do that. So should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us on this hobby filled episode. If you loved it, we ask that you rate, review, and subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating if you loved it. If you didn't love it, don't worry about the rating part. But for real, if you just take the time to rate and submit a review on your podcasting platform, that tells the podcasting people that we're doing something right. If you've already done that, then switch over to another one and do it there too, so we can spread the word of the In Raw Life podcast to more people, more faces, more ears. We would greatly appreciate that. And you can also follow along at, sorry, you can also follow along with us over on Instagram at inrawlife.co. Go ahead and post in your stories you listening to this episode, and we will share it on our Instagram and tag you as a thank you for spreading the word.
You can also be a part of an episode if you would enjoy that by sending us a clip of you telling us what it means to be strong or what strength means to you. All you have to do is record yourself on your phone, send it in an email to podcast@inrawlife.com, and you just might be featured at the beginning of an episode. Until next week, I really hope that you take a couple of minutes and delve into what it is that brings you joy and makes you just feel good. I hope that you take a few of our suggestions and maybe test them out if you're not sure what your hobby might be. And if you can't figure out what your hobby is. Maybe it's researching what hobbies people like to do in 1942. Bye.
In 1942. Oh man, good
Bye,
episode.
YouTube. Oh, wait.
Adios.
I know.
Did you stop the
No, I
YouTube? Don't stop the call.
Yeah, sure. Oh, well, I stopped.
I did that
I
too.
almost stopped the call.
I know.